Hi, this is Catholic Ben. So today I want to talk about my fifth realization that I had during my Exodus 90 journey. And it has to do with Moses himself. You know, he's the guy that really led the Israeli people out of Egypt, out of the bondage, slavery that they've been in for 400 years. But if we look more closely, and we did during Exodus, we went really closely into the texts. And what I discovered was pretty amazing. You know, it was how very human these people were, even Moses himself. You know, we tend to think of him as this, high guy, as someone almost ideal, who led the people out of, Egypt. We all know these stories. But even, listening to Jordan Peterson's talks about the Bible, it is psychologically amazing how realistically these people are portrayed. And even Moses, when he comes, he's 80 years old. He's a bit of a screw up, really. He was born and he was raised as the adopted son of Pharaoh's daughter. And then at 40, he went and did something very, very wrong. He killed an Egyptian guy. Yes, because he was smacking his fellow Israeli guy, but he killed him nevertheless, and he had to run to a desert. And he spent the next 40 years shepherding sheep of his, not of his own, but of his father-in-law. And so one day he comes to the burning bush that burns but doesn't burn. And we're not going to get into the details of how God amazingly tells of who he is in philosophical terms. He says, I am who I am. That means I'm the guy who has being in and of himself. That's pretty amazing. That's the most amazing thing. But looking at Moses, what was very, very encouraging for me really was that he has this normal response that I have whenever I feel called to, by God to do something, Moses says, "Who are you calling? You're calling me? Why me? Can't you find someone else, God? Like, please?" He says, "I'm not eloquent enough. I don't speak well." And God says, "Don't worry, I've got you covered. I've got your brother Aaron. He will do the talking for you." And whenever I feel called, even with these videos, I felt called, a long time ago. And I would always find someone else who would be better educated, more suited, more willing, more capable, more talented. There's always someone better in my mind. But God says, you know what? I'm not looking for the capable ones. I'm not looking for the able ones. I'm looking for those who are willing to go and follow wherever I'm leading them. And Moses did this. He says, okay, if you're going to lead me, then I will go. And we're also called to go and follow God wherever His Holy Spirit is leading us. We have to be docile. We have to be, willing to learn, to do the next step. Even if we don't know what the whole trail will be, what the whole path will be, we'll never know that. We'll just know one little next step. Like St. Francis of Assisi, for example. He knew that he was being called to, rebuild the church. So he went on. He was listening to God's promptings. And he went on to rebuild a small church near Assisi. And that small church that he rebuilt is now within the bigger church in Assisi, in his hometown. But God says, no, I didn't mean for you to rebuild that church. I meant for you to rebuild the church with the capital C. So whatever you feel that God is calling you to do, you just have to listen attentively. You have to be attentive to what He says and then just follow His lead step by step. And that's what I have to do too. And that's my fifth realization of Exodus 90. I'm Catholic Ben. I'm glad you're following this channel, whether on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. If you haven't liked it or subscribed it or followed me yet, please do. And tell your friends about it. And we will be following Lord's promptings together. God bless. See you next time. Bye-bye.